Hello, hi. Today we are going to see a very interesting topic, preprocessor directives in C. Hello, I am Ravi Kumar K, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, SKNG Government First Grade College, Gangavati, District Koppal. Today we are going to see the contents such as introduction part, types of preprocessor directives and preprocessor commands. Before understanding the concept of preprocessor directives, let's see the basic concepts of the C program. Here you are going to see the structure of the C program. Structure of the C program consists of documentation section, preprocessor directives, then definition, global declaration, main function, then the body of the main function, then the function definition. How the C program is going to compile? First we are going to write a C program, then with the help of the preprocessor commands it is going to expand source code and it is going to compile, and later it is going to be run or executed. First understand the concept or the definition of the preprocessor directives. Let's break these two things, preprocessor and another one is directives. Preprocessor means already it has been processed before the actual compilation. Directive means it instructs the compiler to do the required task. Coming to the introduction, preprocessor directives means it instructs the compiler to do the required task before the actual compiler. Preprocessor directives always begins with the hash symbol. Types of preprocessor directives. Mainly there are three types of preprocessor directives: macro substitution, file inclusion and compiler control. Let's see one by one. First let's go with the macro substitution directives. Macro substitution means it replaces every occurrence or identifier by a predefined string. It is going to replace an identifier with a predefined string. That is nothing but, in shortcut I can say, identifier is equal to predefined string. Let's go with a syntax. Syntax is given by hash define identifier string. Example, here you will get a very clear idea. Hash define pi 3.142. Here I have defined the value of the pi. How? With the help of the preprocessor directives, that is macro substitution. Hash define pi is the identifier pi, and I am going to give a value for it, that is 3.142. In the same way I can define it in another way. A small inline functions can also be defined. Hash define square of n. What is the logic of it? N into n. This type of is called as functional macros. Let's see with an example. Here I have included two files, that is by default we are going to use these two things: standard input output, then console input output. Here I have taken the hash define pi 3.142. What is the value of pi? In my program it is 3.142 as defined by the macro substitution. Main function, I am going to, this program is for identifying the area of the circle. Here I have taken the area and radius, and I am going to calculate the area, that is pi into r, pi r square. Then I am going to display the value, that is area. Here we are going to see the output as 3.142 as I have taken the radius 1. Then this is an example for functional macros. Here I have defined a function called as square of n. So which is going to be n into n. It is going to calculate the value of n into n. Let's understand what is the difference between macros and functions. Macros is just the replacement of the code. Wherever the code is there, just we are going to replace it. Whereas functions, we are going to pass the arguments, we are going to see a called function, calling function, all those things are going to be done. Second point, macros makes the program run faster. You need to understand, macros makes the program run faster. Whereas coming to the functions, function calls will be there and it will also return to the main program. Thus this becomes slow. Macros increases the program size, but whereas functions, they will make program smaller and compact. Next, coming to the second one, file inclusion directives. File inclusion directives means it tells the compiler to include a file in the source code program. For example, if I am going to in my program, if I am using any graphical functions in my C program, then I am going to make use of a header file or preprocessor directive called as hash include graphics.h. Let's go with the syntax. Mainly there are two types of file inclusion directives. One is given by hash include filename.h, which refers to the standard directives, and another one is the hash include filename.h, which is represented with the double quotes, which represents we are dealing with the current directories. Example, you can here see this hash include math.h. This represents that in my program I am going to make use of certain mathematical functions. For example, if I am going to make use of a square root function in my program, then I am going to include already predefined mathematical functions which can be included with the help of hash include math.h. Thus, this type of including the files are going to come under file inclusion directives. Last but not least, the third type of the preprocessor directives is compiler control directives. It offers true or false for a particular line or group of lines. Based on the condition, it is going to execute true or false statements. The different types of examples we are going to see is if, else, and if. To understand it in a clear way, let's dive into an example. This is a program which demonstrates an example for the compiler control directives. Here I have defined line which is a constant value 1. The main function if defined line, print this is line number 1, else print this is line number 2, and if. So here totally how many compiler control commands we are going to see is one is hash if define, next hash else, hash end if. In the main section, you are going to see the main section, you can observe 3 commands. For every if command, it should end with end if. Let's get into the program. If defined line, whether we have defined the line, yes, hash defined line is 1. So it is going to print this is line number 1. It is not going to, if true section is going to get true, then it is going to skip the false part. So thus the output of this program will be, it is going to print this is line number 1. Apart from this, there are so many preprocessor commands. Hash define, so I will go with one by one. Hash define, it substitutes a preprocessor macro. For example, already we have seen in the first type of macro substitution, hash define pi 3.142. Then the second one is hash include. It inserts a particular header from another file. We have seen in the second thing, that is hash include math.h. We are going to include certain files from another directories. Hash if, it tests if compile time condition is true or false. If true, else the alternative for hash if def returns true if the macro is defined. Hash if end def, so returns true if macro is not defined. Hash end if ends preprocessor conditional. The if is should be enclosed with end if. Next one is elif, hash elif. It is hash else and hash if in one statement. It is a combination of else and if. Next one is undef, that is it represents undefines a preprocessor macro. Hash error prints error message on standard derivatives. Hash pragma issues special commands to the compiler. Let's come with a summary of this class what we have studied. Preprocessor directives, there are mainly 3 types. One is macros, macro substitution, second one is file inclusion, third one is conditional compilation. Macros means we are going to use a identifier is going to be there, it is going to replace with a predefined string. File inclusion means we are going to include the file according to our program needs. Conditional compilation means we are going to check here with the true or false statements. So thanks one and all. If you have any doubts, you can mail me at it's Ravi Kumar K here gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you one and all. Please like and subscribe.